The past haunts us all, whether it be a person, place, or thing. We are reluctant to let go. We call to the dead out of desperation and intrigue, searching for answers about what lies behind the shadows. We are paranormal researchers. We are Necromancers.
Hello, and welcome to the Necromancer Live Show. I'm your host, Justin Brown, as always, and this is episode 31 with Matt Benton. Again, will we be able to succeed on this podcast with Matt? This time he is home with good signal, with good webcam and everything, so we're going to try this again. We're going to be talking man versus paranormal and everything, and without further ado, we'll bring him on over and let everyone see Matt Benton. What's going on, buddy?
I think they've seen me enough. It's going, it's going pretty good.
It's going good, right? So, California weather. Brag about it.
Oh yeah. It's like, 70, 80 degrees during the winter. It's pretty good.
Pretty good. Oh my
Yeah.
god. I gotta show you guys these pictures he's posting. If you haven't seen them, you gotta see this crap. But
Oh yeah.
we're going to be talking Man versus Paranormal, which is an independent film that I have helped you on and that you've been dreaming about and scraping to get together for the last 5 years. Isn't that right?
Pretty much. When you say scraping, yeah, in a way, because I've been trying to get all the equipment I need at the same time, and I never had the equipment I needed until about 2 years ago. And then I was like, okay, I think I could do it now. It's an independent film, still not to to the point to where it's the dream to how I want it, but I think it's good enough to be something. So yeah, it took a long time to get it all situated.
So, what was the turning point for the film? What, for other people out there watching this podcast that's aspiring independent filmmakers or people who are, photographers trying to get together a project of their dreams, what was the turning point for you to actually get the film completed as far as the principal photography part?
Well, it took. What was the turning point? It was pretty much when I felt like I had, like I said, the right equipment, and I felt like I was experienced enough to handle it, and also experienced enough to know what I'm doing. Because I felt like when I first thought of the idea, which was like back in 2012, I was only into the paranormal for a year when I thought of this idea. And I've just decided to, let's do it. When I moved down to the Midwest is when I decided to do it officially, because the Midwest has amazing locations that are not the same when it comes to California, Nevada, etc., etc. And I thought it would be the right type of environment for the film.
So, what is the right type of environment for your film?
I kind of wanted to create the atmosphere, each location to have its own character, and it wanted each one to be different. So it didn't feel like the same thing at each location. And I think I chose the perfect three. You got a typical, interesting haunted house. You got an abandoned haunted school, and you got a mansion that is like a mystery location, like so many different rooms and varieties, and so much photography you can do there. It looks amazing. It's its own character itself. Also, each one has its own look. Each one has its own feel.
Yeah, I did not find that it was challenging at all to, present in a creepy sort of way for a paranormal film at all. It fit right in. Pretty much anything you filmed or photographed in there was right up the alley
Yeah,
But
it was
yeah,
it was fun.
I met you maybe 7 months ago, maybe give or take a month. And
Why does it feel like 50 years? It's kidding.
well, if you look at all of the phone conversations we had and all the hours of those, maybe that's why.
Yeah,
But,
we talk too much together.
yeah, it's excessive, but hopefully something good will come out of it. But like
Yeah,
I was gonna say, about 7 months ago, I met Matt, and we were talking about some stuff about the Monroe House, and I did not know that I was going to be working with Matt. He did not know that I was into filming and photography, but once he found out, he's seen some of my gear and started looking at some of my work, and all, he was like, "Hey, you want to help me do some of these things? You're close enough in the area." And then ever since then, I found myself at all the locations, pretty much helping tie up some shots at the last two, and really helping on the third, which is the House of Wills location. And ever since then, I've found myself very much invested in the film, and I'm probably going to be doing a hell of a lot more work on it, by the time it's done. But what is the primary thing you would like the viewers to know about the film? And
it's a psychological film, I would say, psychological paranormal film, and it's also going to be in a horror-like atmosphere. Is what I'm going to try and do. It's going to be something unique, something that to get you into the mindset I was in, trying to put you into my shoes is what I'm trying to do, and through this film, and it's hasn't really been done that much. JP, I think, is the only one that's actually done it, and he's doing it completely different than what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do something a lot more like it's about the psychological effect, and it's more creepy and atmospheric is what I'm trying to go for, and it's also involving my origin story, so people can stop asking, why did you get into this, etc., etc. I get those questions all the time, especially in California. Why did you start this, and why is it that you do it, type of thing. I was going to just answer that in this first full feature film.
Matt, I'm going to ask you a question. They're saying that my audio is really bad. They can hear you fine. Mine is bad. Can you hear me fine?
Oh, I just turned up I hear you fine, but I just turned up the volume on the YouTube video, and it's going glitchy. Sound like a robot.
Yeah, I don't know how to fix that. Let me see if I can switch microphones to.
I hear you fine on Google Hangout.
Yeah,
It's on the YouTube video.
let me see if I can. Let me see if that. Check. All right. How does that sound?
I'll put you into my shoes. Is what I'm trying to do. Well, this has like a 15 to 20-second delay, so 1 second.
Sorry for the technical issues. Sometimes you have them, and sometimes you don't.
Actually done it, and but he's doing it completely different than what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do something a lot more like it's about the psychological effect, and it's more creepy in that. Well, Scotty just donated $5, and it's also involving my origin story. Thank you, Scotty, for donating to Justin Brown. Why did you get into this, etc., etc.? I get those questions all the time, especially in California. This is more than a 20-second delay.
It's a pretty bad delay. I'm going to actually try to see if I can switch mics all together here.
Okay.
Properties. They're saying that my audio is really bad. They can hear you fine. I'm going to switch to my webcam mic, and it's not going to sound good at all, but I want to see if it's still doing what it's doing. I just turned up the volume on the YouTube video, and it's going. We're going to get our viewers bored. We'll continue with the interview.
Maybe we do fine and do that. It's my phone called by someone I don't know.
Okay, well, I switched to microphones. Hopefully, it'll fix it for timing. It won't sound too great, but it'll
20-second delay.
entertaining. But
Okay, I'm listening in right now.
why don't you talk about the individual locations? Why don't you start with the Monroe House? Tell people really quick what your overall perception of it was. Was it a successful investigation? Was it interesting? All the highlights of it.
Yeah, highlights. Well, like I said, Monroe. Well, I did 3 of them, and the 3 I did in this order is Monroe House, Higginsport, then House of Wills. Monroe House was very interesting. It was like a building where you didn't feel like you were welcome, really, and it felt like the most mysterious one of all 3 of them. To be honest, like it felt like it was something that didn't want to be uncovered, didn't want to be uh, noticed in some ways, and and it's like it was very interesting. It seemed like things were always watching you from a distance too, not like near you, like from a distance, like staying on the sidelines the whole time when you're in that house. It was very interesting. I really like it because it has of its history and it's it's definitely the most interesting one, I think, because when it comes to the stuff we found in the crawl space and the bones and everything, it's very interesting.
Yeah, I still see people going and investigating the Monroe House, and they still are asking spirits if there's still human remains underneath the home. And as far as you and I know, there has been no evidence of human remains found. Is that correct?
No evidence of human remains, no. And just letting you know, your voice is still the same. I just checked.
I switched mics. I don't know when it's going to switch, but
Higginsport, then House of Wills. Well, I'm talking in the video. I'm talking about the locations, and you switched the mic before that, didn't you? Okay. Well, so yeah, Monroe House. What was the question again?
oh yeah, we're talking about the remains underneath the house.
Oh yeah. It's nothing confirmed of what it is. Eddie Eddie says he wants to get him tested by a professional to see if it's human or animals. There's only one bone in there that I found that was pretty big. It's either a big animal or it could be human. Don't know. That should be tested. It's all on video, everything, and can't wait to show it in the film. Just gonna have to wait for that part.
Yes, I'm sorry about my audio, guys. It sounds good to Matt. It sounds bad to you guys. I do not know why. My health on my stream says that it's good. It may just be some type of weird glitch. Usually it is very good when I listen to it live. Hopefully it doesn't sound bad after it posts. So sorry about
No,
that.
I think it will.
It may.
I think it will.
There may be, I switched mics and everything, and it's probably my software that's doing it. So I'll try to go to my audio settings and see if there's a problem there, but I don't see a problem. But we'll just try to continue. So the next location,
I can still understand you though. It's just that you sound like a robot.
yeah, I've heard similar things like that on the show before, but not to this degree. But anyway, sports school, very unique location. You capture something pretty amazing there. We think so. Other than that, we don't want to elaborate too much, but it's also in the trailer. It involves a door. Give us your thoughts about what you think of the
That's another one that's I don't really know what's there, to be honest. It's like it kind of doesn't make too much sense for it being like kids' spirits because there's not really any reported deaths about kids dying there. And then there's the fact that there are like a lot of drug overdoses that happen in the city, even one or two that have happened in the school. So the school in general, I don't know what kind of haunting that is. Like, what if it's spiked from people believing it's haunted? I don't know. Like people's visiting it and saying that there's hauntings happening there, and then it becomes reality. I don't know. Because people are producing that type of influence into it. Don't know what it is, to be honest, but it's interesting, and I got something, and something pretty amazing on cue, as you can see in the trailer. It's the school is. I love the look of the school. I also found some really cool stuff under the building that I barely fit in, to be honest.
You found some cool stuff. What's the cool stuff?
Oh, it's just, just like antique stuff, like from the 50s and 40s and stuff like that.
Kind of like something they stowed away, try to get it, out of the way or whatever.
Yeah, it was just like something that you would normally throw away, but since it's like super antique, it's pretty cool that was there.
Right. So that brings us to the House of Wills. I know that it's pretty hyped up. A lot of people are pretty scared of the place. There's a lot of urban legend and fear that surrounds the place. Can you tell the viewers what you experienced and if that was what you found the place to be, you personally?
Well, here's the thing. When I was with people for that location, especially with two people I interviewed, that there was something going on. That energy was completely different, and I felt like it was feeding off of these people. Oh, it was a little bit different. I don't know if I should give details because should that be something I should give?
It's your film.
Well, I don't think I should say that part because I want people to watch and be interested in what's going to happen and the reason why things happen. So I don't want to give too much, but there was a difference of me being there by myself and then me being with other people. There is a difference of activity and difference of energy there.
Yeah. We have talked about it in length about House of Wills, and it seems that not only at the House of Wills, but at haunted locations and the paranormal in general seems to, react to people differently. That would explain why some houses are haunted for some people and there's zero activity for others. People report different things at the notorious haunted locations. Some people get touched and attacked, some people don't at all. Some people see things, some people don't. So, what do you think about all the haunted locations you've been to, even outside of Man vs. Paranormal? What does the mind, do to not only yourself in those locations, but how does how your mindset and the energy you give off impact the paranormal phenomenon in the location? What do you think about that?
Well, I built this theory a long time ago, mainly because I've investigated with people before that don't get really any activity, but the way they investigate is, I feel like, the reason why. And I did the exact opposite and was getting things that happened all the time. Like when I first started out, I was super excited, believed in it a lot, a little too much, I think, when I first started. Like I was still skeptical, about things, but not as skeptical as I am now. And and just because of that excitement and being new to it, and all had so much energy. I was only 16 when I started. It was very active for me. I had a lot of experiences, a lot more than this other paranormal team, for example, that of this older guys just doing a normal, like laid back investigation, and they didn't really get anything except for one. One. What's that? It's very clear. So yeah, so there's a difference because I went, I was doing investigations differently, and than other paranormal teams were at the time, and it was way more active because of my energy that I put into an investigation, and because of the
Unmute myself. Sorry. I've been to places. I agree with you. I've been to places where I haven't. I've been off in my moods. I've been to places where I wasn't expecting anything. Not a lot happened. But if I go to a place and I'm trying to connect, or if I'm in a certain mindset, if I'm tired, if I'm not tired, if I'm grouchy, if I'm happy, there's factors seem to play into what you get. And what's interesting, the recent investigation I done in Moundsville, we were talking to Steve Hummel up in the archive of the Afterlife Museum about a particular spirit that he feels a connection with, and he has some items in the museum that's tied to her, and one of them's a photo. And we were trying to make contact with her. Well, nothing happened in the museum, but later we started getting these female voices over an SB11. And I felt like when I was listening to Steve tell the story about this particular woman who lived, I think, in the middle 1800s. Her name they referred to as Annie. I felt, like there was a connection. Like, I see the draw for, these people. You see these old photographs. You read about their story. If you are nostalgic and a lover of history, it's hard not to get connected with these people. So there was some type of strange, ease about wanting to connect with this particular person. So when I did, I felt like I got activity. So, not only does the energy that you put forth into the location have, some type of effect, in my opinion, it's also your ability to connect with what you may think is there. Even if it's not who you think it is, you're still trying to open up yourself to it, maybe. Was it difficult
yeah,
to do just that by yourself for 3 days in these locations?
it was very difficult, except for the one time where I got the door. That was when I was very focused at that moment, and I was meditating to it, and I was really trying to feel around me and connect with it. Um, but it was a lot harder in other aspects because most of the time I'm more energized during an investigation. Like, I have a lot of energy when I'm with a team because you're feeding off of each other. You're feeding off of the team. You're feeding off of what's happening. It's easier to not have your mind, your brain stimuli decreases when you're in there by yourself. And that was a big factor for me personally, because I'm a more of an outgoing person, and being quiet for and not talking to any living person for a long period of time, it kind of gets to you. For me, at least, it was it kind of made my mind like meh. Like, I can't. There's not really words to describe it, really. Um, but I feel like it also played an effect for the evidence I get, and also played an effect for the investigation in general. Which is why I prefer to investigate with a team, and with a small amount of members, though. Not like, don't overdo it with a whole bunch of people, but with like about 3, 4 people is perfect number. and I feel like you get a lot more activity that way because you're feeding off of each other's energy as a just be an energized team. If you're very energetic, I feel like you're going to get more activity, and also if you the way you handle it and go into an investigation, I believe helps give you activity. From doing this for almost 7 years, I've changed a lot in the ways I investigate. I've changed a lot in certain beliefs I've had, and it's going to keep changing. I already know it. 5 years from now, I'm going to be probably looking at my old stuff and like, he was an idiot. I already do that with my 5 years ago right now, or when I was first, like, it's almost 7 years now. When I first started investigating, I think I was a total idiot. Don't even watch those old videos of me, please.
You are your own worst critic.
Yeah.
Before I get to some of these asking Matt some of these questions from the viewers in chat, I will let you guys know that Matt is not an alone person. He can't stand to be alone. That has a lot to do with a lot of the late night phone calls and the lengthy phone calls that he has. He likes, to be engaged with somebody else, and being by himself is definitely not his most comfortable time. So testing that issue with these locations definitely brought up some things that he learned about himself even more, I would think. Could you agree with that?
Yeah. Yeah. I've, especially for Monroe House, I literally gave up my cell phone and my car keys. So it was very weird, and time was a lot longer. 3 days felt so much longer. Felt like a week, and I didn't even bring a book, guys. I kept forgetting to bring a book just to humor myself. Sometimes I forgot to do it every time. So I've been so focused in the investigation and thinking about what to film and everything. I forget about that stuff, and and so I had like literally no entertainment except for trying to go investigate, and that's about it.
Okay, well, Sam Thomas has a question. When you were doing this alone in the 3 locations you did for the film, do you feel like at any of those locations did you get to know the spirits? She's wondering if, like Higginsports, for example, do you think they shut the door for you, and do you think you made a connection, and that's why they shut the door?
Yeah, at that moment, definitely. I was actually starting on a little bit before I was in there by myself. I was starting the night before a little bit, trying to build that connection when they walked away, and was just asking politely to please move the door. And then I felt like, right now is probably not the right time for them. And then I waited until I was in there by myself, and then I went back to the door. And then I meditated for a bit and tried to connect more, and I felt like it worked. Felt like it worked more.
Yeah, were you able to get into that mode or mindset at the other locations that feel like it was different, or you were distracted, or it felt like an organic thing and it wasn't like an intentional thing?
Monroe House, like I said, it felt like it didn't want to do anything with you. It felt like it was something that just wanted to stay in the distance at the Monroe House. Like I was being watched from a distance the whole time. I don't think I really connected as much at Monroe House. Uh, it felt like it didn't want to be discovered. And then when it came to um, Higginsport, yes, I did have a moment where I was able to connect. And then when it comes to House of Wills, I was trying to connect again with something that was more negative. And well, you just have to see for what if anything happens. So yeah, but yes, I did try and do the connection thing 2 times in the in this film, and yeah, you'll see the results in the film.
Now, at House of Wills, did you feel any apprehension about connecting with something negative? Do you feel that you have to be careful, or do you actually fear trying to connect and open yourself up to something potentially evil or very negative?
In a way, I didn't. want to open myself up to like asking it to do whatever it wants to me and in my life or whatever. No, I don't do that for something negative. Because we're dealing with forces we don't completely understand, and I think that's stupid, personally. And for myself, at least, you guys can do whatever you want, but I'm not going to do that for myself. I believe in negative entities, and they can affect you if you invite them in completely. But I will say that I tried to use provocation in my last one because of certain things it was doing to other people.
So, some of the viewers may know, but why do you believe that negative entities can affect you, and why are you know, let's just use the word, why do you be safe? Why do you try to protect yourself from those things? What made you believe?
The Annalisa case.
Okay, elaborate.
And also personal experiences I've had in the past. Annalisa case is like one of the most interesting possession cases I've ever seen in my life. You could literally see the body decaying from this thing that was being taken over her. She was speaking other languages, reports of her levitating, and et cetera, et cetera. And if you see those photos, you're like, wow, wow, like it's completely eating her away. And then I've had personal experiences in the past, like when I was a kid, where I used to see shadow people all the time. And then I realized that it was also connected with certain nightmares I've been having all the time as a kid. I, it was, then I was able to battle it with positivity, and it went away completely and never had a bad dream since, really. I don't have bad dreams, guys. It's weird. I don't have bad dreams anymore. I haven't had them for like years and years. I don't know why, but it's just it's a mindset, and I'm not gonna say it's biblical or anything to how it's how these what these negative forces are, but I do believe in these dark forces that aren't human, and I've seen things and felt things before that were just like a little bit. It's something you can't really. What's the word? Let's just say when you feel it, it's not normal, and it's like fear within fear itself. I don't know if I told you about that, Justin, or about a certain one. But yeah, I definitely am in awe, and also in awe, and also it's like horrible what happened, like, but I find the Annalisa case very interesting, and it kind of like she tells you that there is something out there like that that can do something like that. And also there is this other case at Revan Acres where this one guy is acting in this. I mean, this one guy that was possessed, he doesn't seem like the actor type at all. Not at all. He's yeah, the way he is, he's super shy and actually a perfect target for a possession situation. He's shy and insecure about himself. You could tell he's you know not outgoing at all. It's like it's this demeanor is where I think that he was a perfect target for something like that, and that's why he also was possessed at Revan Acres. He was an easy target for it, and that's another video that made me a believer in these things. And also, your story, Justin, also made me more of a believer too, because your story, I know that you wouldn't lie to me, so you never once lied to me before, so I already trust you 100% when you tell me that, and it's freaky as hell. I know, I trust you though.
Yeah, I definitely didn't lie about it. Before we get too far ahead, I wanted to ask a
never no, I never had regrets for a location. I've been to a location to where I wanted to get out of, but never run out. I don't run out of buildings. This is literally why I came. I'm as an investigator, I believe you should never run from something unless you're in physical danger or possession type of situation. That's something I don't think as an investigator you should ever run away from unless it's very serious. And I've never been in a situation where I had to run out of building. But I have been in a situation at Old Washoe Club and also at Mackey Mansion where I felt like I was surrounded and it wanted me out. And it made me feel uncomfortable because I was in those places by myself at the time when it happened. It made me feel very uncomfortable. And yes, I did want to be out of there, but I never once, it never once like made me run out of the building before. Even when I've seen a voice recorder thrown across the room, Dante gets scratched. It's actually that stuff just intrigues me more, to be honest.
So do you feel that some locations are over investigated and that has a impact on them as far as what you'll get?
Yeah, that too. I believe like probably Waverly Hills or probably it also be honest, it depends on your day or night that you've investigated because not everyone's not going to get paranormal phenomena every single night someone investigates. Then it wouldn't be paranormal anymore. It would be something normal, guys. This stuff is rare. So if you didn't get something for that one night, well, or 2 nights, I didn't have a good 2 nights then. But then there's all these reports of other people out there that are having experiences, and they went on different days or different nights. And so I think it depends on the people that go to investigations, and I think it depends on the daytime atmosphere, whatever. All these factors I could play that could have a play into it. So it's something you can't really roll out completely. I don't think we could. To it being like it's just overly investigated. Yes, I could probably see spirits being annoyed where they don't care anymore. Maybe that's as a factor. I do believe in that. Like I would get annoyed if like had these people like always asking me questions, like the same questions probably too, all the time, every single like weekend, every single like every week. That would get kind of annoying.
Yeah, and my thoughts on the question is this. When you see the big name locations being investigated every day and you see them on TV, everybody has shows investigating the place, and it gets hyped up. And it gives this false sense of, man, this place is really haunted. As soon as you walk in, things are going to happen because it's edited and portrayed to be that way. But once you go there, it's like crickets. And you're thinking, well, it must be because it's investigated every time. No, it's because that the TV shows and some of the other things you hear about it just hype it up to a point where you expect it to be off the charts haunted. And all the places that I've been that are super haunted, I only consider super haunted is because you yield more stuff from those places than others, and even those places, it's extremely difficult to be in the right place at the right time and use the proper techniques to get validated paranormal phenomena documented. If that
There's
makes
only
sense.
been one place. Yeah, there's only been one place to where I didn't have to wait too long, and also one place that felt like how it is in TV shows, like because that's how they edit it, and also in the movies. Only one place has ever done that to me, and that's Mackey Mansion. It was active like pretty much the whole time. It was like you always have an experience. Like you would have like 30-minute time frames at most to where something didn't happen, and then it would just something else would happen. Something else would happen. It would progress, and I think that was all involved with provoking in that location.
You also feel connected
That
to
was
that place. It draws you to it.
To be honest. When I first what I am connected now, but when I first heard about it, I wasn't really connected. I was just like, when I got there, it was a different story. I felt it definitely when I first got there. I was like, whoa, this is an interesting feel. But when I was just told about it, no, nothing really drew me until I was more drawn into to the Old Washoe Club because of my personal experience. But then I went to Mackey Mansion that totally blew Old Washoe Club out of the water and when it came to Virginia City. But yes, it was a location that I definitely felt when I got there. It drew me more when I got there, and then stuff was happening like off the charts. Like I was having experiences, so many experiences at that place. It was amazing.
That's definitely, we're trying to figure out all those little things. And, that's why I like the question Scotty asked was, do you think over investigation makes, active locations not active? Just like you and I say, most places that you go to, it's rare. It'll happen very scarcely, and you have to spend a lot of time in there or be lucky if something happens that's, profound enough for
For
you
all I
to
know,
consider.
guys, for all I know, I could have just had a very lucky night at Mackey Mansion. I only investigated it once. I want to investigate multiple other nights, but I could have had a very good night that night, and for activity, all the right all the right factors were in play, maybe. So uh, that could be. Well, to be honest, I've heard a lot of. I've been talking to some other investigators that have been to Mackey Mansion, and they have also had a lot of experiences there. Even Ghost Adventures, if their stuff is real, they had a lot of experiences at Mackey Mansion too. Um, so like, there's all these paranormal teams are having a shit ton of reports from Mackey Mansion, and that place is very active.
Yeah, when I look at places and when I watch them on videos and stuff, I have an intuition about certain places that always seem to be right. And Mackey Mansion seems like my intuition tells me that it is definitely haunted by something, and it's more than one thing. It's like a nest, a conduit. There's so many items in there. There's so much history embedded into that area and into that place. It's just like a paranormal sandwich.
Yeah, that
Do you
place
want?
is.
I'll go ahead and finish that up.
Uh,
We may. I'll ask you if you want to go ahead and let them see the trailer now or wait to the end.
uh, we could do it right after this. So yeah, basically, guys. Yeah, right now, actually, to be honest, I don't think that even though it was on Ghost Adventures, it wasn't publicized as. I mean, it wasn't like the main focus. They did it in two different parts, and also, I don't think it's as big as like Old Washoe Club and everything right now. So that's why I think that you could still get pretty decent activity. Hopefully, it's not overdone right now because I want to go back and get a whole bunch of evidence again because that place was amazing. Um, I'm hoping that other people didn't ruin it by a whole bunch of people coming in every single day.
Yeah, hopefully. I know me and Matt are trying to see if it's possible that we could do another film there, but that is just talk now. We don't know. Man versus Paranormal is
Yeah,
not even to the point where it
out
could be
yet.
released yet. So it would be cool
Nope.
to go back for sure, and I would love to check it out myself. But before we go on, we got about 15 minutes left of the show. We're going to show you the Man versus Paranormal trailer if you have not seen it in full HD quality here on Necromancer. Please share this video and let people know that you can follow Man vs. Paranormal on Facebook, and you can go to Double Hours Production YouTube channel. Subscribe there, hit the notification bell to get all the notifications, and updates. And we do have a Double Hour podcast that me and Matt, do on that channel as well. So without any further ado, here is the Man vs. Paranormal trailer, and let us know what you think.
of prolonged isolation, paranoia, depression, helplessness, brain stimuli decreases. Now, what happens when you put a man isolated in 3 paranormal infested buildings for 3 nights in each location, all by himself? No one to help me. No one to protect me. Just me versus you. Does paranormal activity increase?
So what do you think of this piece of evidence?
I think by far it's the best piece of evidence we have seen here.
That's flat out amazing. And that's something we've never captured.
Oh, wow.
What? Nobody has ever got it on video.
That's creepy.
In 11 years.
So no one's ever caught this on video?
Never.
Ever.
Here is my story, and here is what I went through for my research into the paranormal. Push the door, please.
And there it is. If you haven't seen it, I'm sure most of the people on the show have seen it. And if you have, that's the first time you've seen it, go follow Me versus Paranormal on Facebook and subscribe to the Devil's Hour Productions on YouTube. Hold on.
Soon.
I'm sorry, I gotta unmute you. Go ahead.
Okay. I was saying, and guys, I'm also releasing another video, not related to Man vs. Paranormal, but PRU, and it's another trailer that's supposed to hopefully hype you guys up and inspire you, is the idea of this trailer. So I can't wait to release that one too. I'm like halfway done with this trailer, and it's literally on my computer right now, ready to be edited again. Some more.
So, you have everything filmed. Well, not everything. What else do you have to go do for the Man vs. Paranormal film if you want to share that? You still have some things to do, right? As far as
Yeah, just some interviews of people that knew me in the past. I need to set those up and go film it and ask specific questions and stuff like that. Sit down.
You're getting some love in chat. Dale says Matt is God. Harlan County Paranormal says that's awesome. Marilyn Moore says that's awesome. Cheryl Tilbury says it's awesome. Everybody likes it.
Well, that's good. I do. Now, you know that trailer took 4 days to edit? Not full 24 hours, obviously, but it took 4 separate days in certain time frames to edit that whole thing. So this one's taking actually even longer, guys. This PRU one's taking a lot longer, mainly because I'm using a lot of stock footage in it.
Tina Nichols wants me to let you know that you are the bomb.com.
.com? Oh my gosh.
The .com part because you're a dork. So yeah, a lot of that footage that you see in the trailer, I actually had the privilege to go help him shoot. I got to go to these locations with him and do that, and it's very interesting to see your work edited into somebody else's project like this, and it's awesome. If the collaboration with Matt has been a great experience up to this point, and I'm very happy about that because sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes somebody might take some of your work and do something you don't like with it. But I think it's safe to say that we gel well together when it comes to what we like to see.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, I'm very open to a whole bunch of ideas. And I take some of them, and some of them, it's very rare actually when I don't, for when it comes to us, because like you said, we have very, very similar views.
Yeah, the only thing difference is sometimes you're a little bit more critiquing and picky about certain things when it's not a huge deal to me. But that other
Yeah, I'm like super nitpicky, guys. But it's part of. I think it's an OCD I have for my editing. Like for this trailer, it's taking just a bit longer because I'm super nitpicky about certain things that I'm doing right now.
Yeah, they're all telling you that you're awesome, that it looks great, and they can't wait to see it. October is the aiming point for the release of this film, right?
Yes, October 13th is when I want to release it. It's not confirmed until the film has been situated more. Until it's like almost to that point is when I'll give you a confirmation. But I want October 13th to be the date. So Sam Thomas said, now do you think, oh wait, no, wrong one. Yeah, it was actually C-Town Apostle said, what was the little hole you were climbing into? So that was at Higginsport, and I was going under the building, and I barely fit in that hole. I had to actually tear away some of the board just to fit through because I was stuck. So gosh, shit, didn't judge it right.
There is a basement and sublevels to the school, and some parts that there's holes and places that are in poor repair or poor condition, and Matt was given the opportunity to go explore pretty much anywhere in the school, and it was not sanitary down there.
No, it was not, and I forgot to wear my mask when I was down there. I probably got asbestos in me and everything.
So Matt has gone the whole distance for this film. He's crawled in the crawl spaces at Monroe House, underneath the dilapidated, schools. Monroe House. You see him actually in the trailer, with a full bodysuit, but he doesn't always have the bodysuit, so it's not like as seen on TV where they get all protected and everything. Sometimes he risked unnecessarily to check out some things at these locations. And just to give you a little bit of, before we wrap this up, I've been around a lot of paranormal investigators, a lot of aspiring filmmakers, and people who do videos. And Matt is very young, but he has a talent that is not seen every day. It's not only that he's very passionate about what he does, but he knows what he's doing. He knows that this is what needs to be done. This is the way I should be doing it, and that's very what's the word? Tantalizing. It makes you want to jump on board. It makes you want to get excited for what Matt wants to do. And even if the film is not perfect the way he wants it, it's just one stepping stone in the journey of his career that hopefully he gets to pursue much, much further and more so in the future. And it turns into a full-fledged career for him. But working just the portion I have on the film, he's definitely doing it the right way, and I support you 100%, buddy, and I cannot wait for it to come out, and I hope it's awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait. Like I already know it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be the best I can do for what I have, and I think it's going to turn out pretty good.
Yes. So
especially how nitpicky I am.
Yeah. Well, I think it's going to be as good as it can be.
Yeah, it's going to be as good as it can be because I'm going to be nitpicky the whole way through.
So hopefully it gets it done by October 13th. Go ahead and plug away. I know I plugged you a few times throughout the show, but make sure I got all the links in the description and the cards of this video, but please listen to Matt. Let him direct you on where to find all the stuff to follow and keep up to date with the film and everything else that he releases.
Everyone, please go subscribe to the Devil's Hour Productions YouTube page. That is a production company that's 100% dedicated to 100% real paranormal videos. Only real paranormal videos on that channel. That's it. And it's produced and edited by myself. And the reason why it used to be called the Paranormal Research Unit, but then I started taking upon other projects in the paranormal, so that's why I changed it to my production name instead. And so you guys go subscribe to that channel. You guys will see what's to come and a new video that's coming out really, really soon. Hopefully this weekend or tomorrow. I might get it done tonight. I don't know. I have more footage to go through. So you guys just subscribe to that channel. Also go check out Man vs. Paranormal on Facebook. You get to see all the updates on the movie. And yeah, that's about it for right now.
Yes, Matt. Thanks very much. You can hang out on the voice call, or the video call rather, after we wrap this up and I do the ending promos. Thanks for coming on. I know we are seeing a lot on live streams and podcasts, but this is one more for the books. We're also doing a weekly podcast on the Devil's Hour Production YouTube channel called The Devil's Hour. It's actually a 2-hour podcast, which is formatted differently than this one. We go off the paranormal topic a little bit. We do film reviews, we do obscure paranormal topics, and then we may even talk about other things that don't involve the paranormal, but it's a mix-up from, what you usually see, especially relating to this show. But thanks, man. You got my support, as you know, on Man vs. Paranormal. Best of luck, and we will see each other on tomorrow's podcast.
Yep. On Devil's Hour, guys, go subscribe. Harlan, thank you for subscribing.
Yep, go over there and subscribe. We'll talk to you in just a little bit, Matt. Just stand by, okay?
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, there you have it. I'm sorry my audio sucks. I sound like a robot. It's probably my software. I've had some changes to my computer, so that might be the issue. I don't know. So hopefully I have that problem solved by the next show. So next week we have a very special guest for you. Next Wednesday, 9 p.m. EST, same bat time, same bat channel. We have Jason Bland of a very, very good paranormal podcast called Paranormal Soup on YouTube, late night in Midlands Radio, and on Facebook. Okay, so if you want to check out Jason Bland on our show next week, please subscribe to this channel, follow us on Facebook. Don't miss that show because it's going to be really, really, really good. Okay. Also, guys, I want to thank you again, Scotty. Thanks for the donations. It will not be wasted. I know I have to reach $100 cap on YouTube to see any of that money. So at some point, if I keep on getting donations, I will see that money and it will go right back into what you're seeing here. It costs quite a bit of money for the hardware and the software and the time to present the show. So all of those donations are very much appreciated. But there is more you can do. Okay, folks, you can donate yourself on Patreon. There's the link. The link is also in the description. You want to support us on this show and our paranormal work at Interface Death, please, $1 a month. It's not a lot to ask. So if everybody subscribed to the channel and everybody that watches just donated $1 a month, this show would be better and I would have much more resources to do much more things with. So check us out on Patreon/support Interface Death. Follow us on Facebook. And if you want to check out what we do at Interface Death, which is our paranormal research group, check us out on Twitter and Instagram. We always shout out our patrons at the end of the show. I do not have a patron that just pledged on here, and I failed. I'm sorry, but Matthew Jackson just pledged $25 a month, so I'm going to shout him out verbally. But Matt Benton and Clay Borman also are patrons to Interface Death in this YouTube channel. So if you want to be shouted out on the live streams, do the Patreon. Okay, guys? I love you very much. I try very hard to bring you guys the very best podcasts I can. So I appreciate it. I really do. Check us out next week. Check out Devil's Hour on Devil's Hour Productions YouTube channel tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll see you guys next time. Stick around for the usual promo videos. If you and I have seen them, you have a good night.
Been associated with the school?
We got the school in March of 2017, so